You can. Folks, and welcome back to another video into what is supposed to be day 10 of Vlogmas, but I'm gonna kind of keep it open just in case some of my other ideas don't pan out or the weather doesn't cooperate. So as you may or may not know, I live in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. That there is Canadian Parliament, and I live in the city and have horses out in the country. So what that means is a lot of driving, a lot of commuting out to the barn, but it also means that during the week in the winter, my weeknight horse routine looks a little bit different and a lot darker than a lot of the other equestrian content creators whose content I consume and enjoy. Oh, look at that. So as part of Vlogmas, I thought that it might be fun to give you an insight into what my evening routine looks like during the winter. Because during the darker months, I must admit that I have a lot less motivation. And living in the city, my routine probably looks a lot different to someone who lives in the country or keeps their horses at home or on DIY livery, that type of thing. DIY livery isn't as common here in Canada as it is in places like the UK and in Europe. A lot of people, myself included, keep their horses on full board because there's just no other options, especially when you live in the city. So something that I'm hoping this video will do is just to shed a different perspective on what it's like to be a very passionate horse person who also lives in the downtown area of a big city and commutes to see their horses. I'm currently walking home from work. It's about 4 p.m. on a Thursday. I work most of the time from home, but we're back to working in office twice a week. So today is one of my days in office. And yeah, come along with me to the farm to see the ponies and to see the kind of stuff that I get up to in an evening in the winter. So it is just before 5 p.m. and I just got to the barn, and I did mention that I'm going to ride Eve first, but at this time of year Merlin tends to suffer from thrush. So what I do, because he lives outside, when I come out to the barn I bring him in first. I give his legs and his feet a good clean, and I leave him in a stall for the duration of the time that I'm working with and riding Eve so that his feet can dry out and I have a really solid basis to work with for treating his thrush. This is what we're working with for daylight at 5 p.m. So to be honest, it's not actually too bad. This is way lighter than it actually is outside, and Merlin's paddock is a lot more treacherous ground-wise, not literally, but it's just, there's a lot more hills and stuff. So yeah, when I can, I like to try to catch him in the light because it basically means that there's less of a chance of me falling flat on my ass. I'm a sucker for a good sunset. It's absolutely stunning. Hello, sir. Are you having fun at your all-you-can-eat buffet? It's very dark, isn't it, dude? That's a good boy. Let's go in. So normally what I would do is I would bring him in, I would quickly do his feet, chuck him in a stall, go get Eve, ride her and whatever. But because I am hoping to do something with him tonight, and there are riding lessons, and the barn that I normally tack Eve up in is going to be in use for the next like 30 to 40 minutes. In the interests of saving time, I am going to do his feet and I'm going to do a full groom because, as you can see, he is dirty. He was blanketed until this morning, but it went up to like 6 degrees today. So he needs a good groom, more of a groom than he normally would when he's blanketed. So basically all I'll have to do when I get back from riding Eve is to pull him out of his stall, do his feet again, treat them for thrush, and then tack him up and bring him to the arena. So he's groomed and his legs and feet are as clean as I can get them. Now the point of me putting him in the stall is so that his feet can get a bit of a break from the wetness outside, and so that they can dry for me to be able to treat his feet for thrush. So far this year, I've been really lucky not to have to deal with mud fever, which he's had chronically for the last 3 years. So it's just been thrush, which is great because it simplified my treatment of his ailments very much. And cozy in your room for the next like hour and a bit. So I've actually decided that I'm not gonna do a proper ride with him tonight. It's Thursday and I'm planning on working him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna ride Eve, and then I'll just let him loose in the arena and we'll see if he has any zoomies, because winter Merlin has arrived. So this is more representative of what it's like trying to catch ponies at this time of year. Eve is somewhere over there. Hello, monkey. It's actually somewhat decent light here. Hi. You want to come in and go for a little ride? Oh, goodness. That made the light go away. And it might be December, but until the snow flies, we get all the hand grazing in that we can get. Now, unlike her brother, Miss Mew here actually stays decently clean when you take her blanket off. The grooming is not as involved with her. Good girlie. Yes, you're such a rock star. There's the best lady. Yes. Back to the phone, so the quality is crap. Such a good girl, aren't you? So due to the slightly crazy weather this week, this spunky little monkey has had 3 days off, which, you know, doesn't really mean much. She's gonna be slightly hyper, but she'll be fine. What it does mean is that I won't do a more intensive ride. We're just going to do our warm-up routine and maybe a little bit of trot work on top of that, 35 minutes. And that includes 10 minutes of walking to warm up. Especially at this time of year, I make sure to hand walk them for a few minutes before I get on, and then walk them under saddle for 10-ish minutes before we start doing any trot. And our warm-up is a lot longer than it would be in the summer when they're moving around outside more. So to be honest, a lot of the time in the winter when I'm riding, I'm listening to podcasts or audiobooks because the rides just take longer by nature. So it's a good time to get some podcast listening or reading done. So we are cooling out. She is a bit sweaty because she was a hyper monkey at the canter. So we did way more cantering than I expected, and was not very productive in terms of working on canter work, but we got her settled. So 3 days off, can't blame her. I gave her 3 days off at the most frisky time of year. So pretty pleased. She did some really nice trot work. Canter was a little wild. She was just very strong and forward, but now she's wanting to stretch down, which is adorable. So it shows that she got a good workout, but she's quite wet, and because she's going out naked, I'm definitely gonna be leaving her in the barn to dry a little bit while I do Merlin's feet and put him out. I was gonna blanket them tonight overnight because it's been going down to like -5, -6 lately, but I looked at the forecast and it's staying 4 or 5 degrees all night. So what I'm gonna have to do is leave them naked tonight, deal with the filthiness that is undoubtedly going to be on their coats tomorrow. The weather this time of year is just really annoying. Like honestly, I just got the notification from Echolab that we've been riding for 40 minutes and she feels like she could keep going another 40. Just goes to show that she is fit. Always gotta pick up the poop no matter what there, Evie. And without a doubt, she always has at least one poop in the arena. Hi, dude. Are you really pooping? Just as I come to, well, better in there than in cross ties, I guess. Come on. What? Oh, did you have a good nap? Huh? So I just treated his feet with Hoof Doctor, which has been one of my go-to thrush treatments for the last year and a half or so. It's really good for general thrush prevention and maintenance. I apply it all throughout the year, but when he has thrush, I apply it every time I see him. Or if I don't apply this, I apply one of the other topicals that I've come to love. I actually did a video all about thrush almost 2 years ago now, which is insane. It was maybe the 4th or 5th video I ever uploaded onto my channel, and it kind of goes through our whole thrush routine, which hasn't really changed that much. So I won't go into too much detail about that. Anyways, what I will do normally once he's had his hoof treatment done is I will putter about and do any chores that need to be done, just so that the hoof doctor can have a few minutes to settle into his feet. So that often means putting my stuff away, cleaning his stall. Normally then I would take him outside, but tonight I'm actually going to bring him into the arena and let him loose. Even though I'm currently riding him, this is actually more representative of what my average weeknight evening is like during the winter, because I tend to give him a winter break. Last year he had a full 3 months off. This year he's gonna have 6 weeks for sure, maybe longer depending on how I'm feeling and how he's looking. For his benefit, but also because I know he'll be spicy and I don't feel like dealing with that under saddle. To be honest, I don't have the motivation or energy to keep 2 horses in full work when the weather is so crappy and cold. But I still make sure to bring him into the arena and let him loose to have some zoomies, because he doesn't move around outside as much in the winter. Even when there's snow on the ground, he just doesn't play and run to the same extent that he does in the spring, summer, and fall. The timing actually works out perfectly because Eve, I think, needs about half an hour to dry. So it'll be about that time by the time I get him into the arena, running around, and brought back outside. We'll go straight from the arena to his field. Now the question is, are we going to have any zoomies? Something tells me yes. Even if all he does is just go for a little explore, it just means that he gets to walk around on some soft ground and have some fun. You look pretty good there, buddy. When you shake your head like that, I know you've got some bucks in you. There we are. Ready? There we go. I knew that was in there. That was a bit half-assed though. There we go. Hello. Up. That's a boy. There, we just want a nice leg stretch. Good boy. And this, my friends, is how he keeps his top line through the winter. You can't. You're so polite about your bucks. It's adorable. Can you canter? We canter. Hop. Good boy. Trot, trot. Ready? Canter. Sometimes I know he needs a buck. Hop, hop, out. Hey. Sometimes I know he needs a buck, but he won't go do it on his own. So I kind of help him along. Ready? Canter. Good boy. So the key with this is I want him to have just enough of a leg stretch to get some energy out. Oh God, that legging's crap. Just enough of a leg stretch to get some energy out and to stretch his muscles and things like that, but not enough to make him sweat. So he's starting to puff a little bit, so we'll stop there and I'll just encourage him to walk. Walk on, hop. You need to walk. Good. Let's walk together. Ho. Ho. Walk on. That's a good boy. I love the fact that he just explores so much. Can I give you a boop? The boop. Haha. You got some dirt on your nose. And this is great because when I do this when it's like really cold, obviously I don't let him get super sweaty, but just walking with him keeps me warm. You dry so quickly, Eve. It's ridiculous. So that has been my weeknight equestrian routine with 2 horses. As someone who has a job, lives in the city, and boards, the title is definitely gonna need some work. Definitely not as exciting as some of the other videos that I've done this Vlogmas, but I felt that it was important to balance out the excitement with some more kind of dose of reality, because that at the end of the day is what the whole, you know, point of this channel is I don't have my own yard. I don't live with my horses. I work really hard to be able to keep Merlin at a place like this where he has the best life he could possibly have living outside. And I'm really lucky to be able to work with and ride Eve. So I hope you enjoyed. We will see if I managed to make it to day 12. If you enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. As I'm filming this, I'm at about 440 subscribers, and I would really love to hit 500 by the end of the year. It would mean the absolute world to me. I've been doing YouTube on and off in different niches for about 10 years now, and this is the most subscribers I've ever had on any channel, so it means, yeah, it means the absolute world to me. Leave a comment down below and hit the like button, because it really does help this video be shared far and wide and in favor with the algorithm. And until day 11, possibly, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Hope you are enjoying Vlogmas, getting ready for the holiday season, and I will see you next time. Bye!